ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to Just Plain Living. I'm John Gray.
Good morning. I'm Peggy Burton.
And I'm Jim Fuller.
And we have a show packed full today, so we don't get to kibitz very much this morning.
We don't.
Vanderbilt won a baseball game.
They won a baseball game, and I'm going to tell you what, it was a cliffhanger, wasn't it? And they got out in front 9-2. I thought it was over, but goodness gracious.
Virginia.
And I was just commenting before that game started that this has been a little bit boring to me because the college teams, the pitching is so dominant that you don't see a lot of offense in this thing. Well, right off the bat, we get 17 runs scored in that game.
Oh, my goodness.
In the College World Series, so they're 1 win away from winning.
That's great.
So.
You know what's been kind of interesting to me about that whole College World Series there is that, and I haven't really heard all of the reasons why, but I guess when they built that ballpark, they didn't take into account the wind,
right,
and how the wind blows all the time in that ballpark. And they played that whole World Series and been one home run hit.
One or two. I mean, it's just
they can't hit the ball out of the park
because of the wind.
Because of the wind.
Force of it is coming
right, and they were even talking about having a baseball yesterday. By next year, they were going to have a baseball where the stitching doesn't stick up, that it would be flat it would be stitched inside
so
to where the ball would be smooth, because that would maybe give it another 25 feet of wind resistance, to cut the wind resistance by maybe give them another 25 feet.
I'm surprised they would do that because the pitchers use that stitching to throw their various pitches.
So I don't know. It's a big conversation about that. Yeah, but Vanderbilt won, and the USA soccer team tied. They were ahead till the last 5 seconds.
Yeah, that was a tremendous letdown there.
Yeah, got beat. Well, they didn't get beat. Tied,
but they would have moved on.
Moved on. Yeah. So, but we got all kinds of things to talk about today. All kinds of folks coming in, and so we're going to go watch some commercials right now. You pay attention and go visit our sponsors. Tell them thank you for what they do for us here on Charter Channel 6 for the last 21 years, bringing you local information. We'll be right back.
We've got Kias coming out of our ears at Russell Barnett Kia. We've never had this much inventory to choose from, and that means it's a great time to buy. Check out the 2014 Kia Optima, 0% financing available in 60 months, or up to $6,000 off select Kia Sorrentos. With America's best warranty, the 10-year, 100,000-mile powertrain warranty, Kia is the power to surprise. So come on down and help us clean out our ears at Russell Barnett Kia. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
Hi, I'm Terry Stroop with Stroop's Accurate Refrigeration, your #1 hometown HVAC company. We offer dependable and reliable service on all your HVAC equipment. We also offer high-efficiency trained cooling units with some special financing through the end of June. Call us for your cooling needs. Your comfort is what we do.
It's summer, call Stroop.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to our segment which we refer to as Police Pointers, and appropriately so. We have Tullahoma Police Chief Paul Blackwell joining us today. Paul, you looked awful good in that picture. I always am amazed. You look very distinguished in that picture here.
Well, thank you.
But then when you're in charge of 40, 50 people, I guess you have to be, don't you?
We've got about 44 total, including the civilians and the certified officers.
Right,
yeah.
Right.
So. Plus, we can take several pictures and then find which one we like the best.
Yeah, that's true. We can't do that now. No. You're here today to talk about something that everybody needs to know about because it's happening.
It is that time of the year. Next week will be the 4th of July when we celebrate our nation's independence. Mm-hmm. And, of course, people celebrate that with the fireworks. Depends on what side you're on, the dreaded fireworks or, oh boy, this is going to be enjoyable time. So what we like to do is remind people that there are some regulations, some rules, some stipulations, that govern fireworks. And they're by the city ordinances. When can you sell fireworks? We start seeing these tents pop up, and by ordinance, June the 20th through July 5th, fireworks can be sold. So there's a 15-day window where you can go out and buy them. Under 16 years old cannot purchase fireworks. So if an adult wants their children to have them, the adult's going to have to purchase them. Doesn't say they can't possess them, they just can't purchase them.
Right.
So that's a 15-day window. Just because you bought the fireworks does not say you can then go out and start shooting them. So if you buy them on the 20th, the 21st, you can't go home and start popping them off and doing things of that nature. The city ordinance regulates that beginning on July 1st through July 3rd, between the hours of 10 in the morning and 10:30 at night, you are permitted to fire fireworks. And then on July 4th, they extended an extra hour, and you can go till 11:30 at night. So those are the windows, 4 days when you actually can fire the fireworks and be able to say it's okay to do it.
So if you buy them on July 5th, which is still legal to sell them on July 5th, you can't legally use them again until next year.
Till New Year's, because we have another window of opportunity at New Year's. But that's right. On July 5th, the vendors are trying to get rid of their inventory.
So they're probably cheaper that day.
Cheaper. You can probably stock up and have them for New Year's. But you also have to remember is just because you're allowed to shoot them those 4 days, you have to be aware of where you shoot them. If you're shooting them from your property and it's going over onto your neighbor's property, you need to make sure you have permission from them, because they're going to land in their yard, they're going to land on their roof, if we're talking some type of aerial. And you have to have permission for that. If you're going to fire from your property somewhere else, you need to know where they're possibly going to land for any type of damage that might occur. And then the big thing is if you're shooting in the middle of the street, that's a lot of debris, a lot of trash, and it's your responsibility to clean it up, or you can be cited for littering. So, have fun shooting your fireworks, but understand that know where they're going to, clean your mess up, and if the weather gets to the point where it's just so hot and dry, the fire chief can make a ruling of no fireworks. And of course, we would publicize that if the fire chief did do that.
I know they're reluctant to do that, but there are times where it's extremely dangerous, I would imagine.
We want people to have a good time, but we also have to be reminded of the safety of the city and safety of property. I mean, it would not be uncommon for an aerial firework of some sort to start a grass fire, to start a fire if it were to land on someone's property or on their roof, their house. I think we've all probably experienced that, where you come out in the morning after hearing a loud night of fireworks and you're finding remnants on your yard. You look up on your roof, you see something on your roof, and and you kind of think, wow, I'm glad that didn't start a fire or it didn't do something. So fireworks are enjoyable. We all like to look at the fireworks and shoot them, but understand too that there's a downside to it. There's a danger side, a safety side, and unfortunately it's the police and the fire department that have to come out and tell you quit shooting your fireworks. And it's not because we want to rain on your parade, but there's a reason for it.
Yeah, and if you're shooting them and it's outside the allowed time there that you just mentioned a moment ago, and your neighbor calls up and complains about it, and you guys have to react to that.
And it puts an officer in a very awkward situation, because you have maybe one neighbor that's complaining about all the noise, and it's within the time frame, and then you have the other who says, well, I'm perfectly able to do it. You have that dilemma of, as we said at the beginning, the dreaded fireworks and the enjoyable. There's some people that'll just come out and say, I hate the fireworks. My dogs don't like it.
Dogs don't like, pets don't like it, so you need to probably...
So, you put the police officer or the fireman in the center of trying to figure out how do I remedy this so everybody can kind of come out of this satisfied. So it's very awkward, and I ask that you be patient with the officer. If you do have a complaint, we ask you to call the communication center. And an officer will come out and try to locate where the fireworks are coming from. But again, let's remember too that how likely is, unless they're just in the act of shooting it when the officer arrives, he or she are just responding to someone in the area shooting fireworks. So you've got to try to find these. We're not always successful in finding who's done it. Unless you have just a regular show going on where your whole neighborhood's out there and firing these things off. But if it's just someone that's popping off a couple aerial rockets and then running in their house,
right,
it might be hard to find them.
Right. And probably these fireworks are not cheap, so probably if you folks can persevere, it'll be over before long. And
it'll be over soon, and you're right. They're not cheap. People spend big bucks, and if it wasn't lucrative, we wouldn't have all these tents around town trying to take advantage of it.
And I assume these people that operate those stands have to get some sort of permit.
They do. They have to go through City Hall and get a permit for the fireworks, and that's something handled in the front office.
Right.
But there are requirements for that.
Yeah. Okay. So it's 4th of July, and it's time to have a lot of fun. Chief is saying, have fun, but
it's Happy Birthday, America. But let's be responsible.
Let's try. Yes, exactly, and be cognizant of your neighbors, and on both sides of it. Like as I said a moment ago, if you can tolerate it, it probably won't last all that long, and it is a big holiday.
And if you were to talk to our animal control people,
right,
the 4th of July and New Year's, the number of stray dogs increases because the fireworks scare the dogs. They get out of their fence or they run, and animal control has to go around and try to pick these dogs up and reunite them with their owners.
Exactly.
So it's not just one agency gets affected. There's a lot of city services that come into play.
And I bet it takes animal control a few days to get everybody back to where they're supposed to be.
Probably so.
After that,
if you talk to animal control, they'll tell you they know a lot of these dogs. They know who they belong to.
Yeah.
It's kind of like the frequent flyer. The dog that gets out all the time. They know who it belongs to.
Yeah.
But on these holidays, when the fireworks disturb the dogs so badly, it is, like you say, now a puzzle. Let's try to get it back in order.
Fortunately, I guess it's helped a lot by the social media, which helps people.
People post their pictures of their dogs, and my dog is lost. Here's what he looks like, and success is.
Yeah.
There's a lot of success with that.
Yeah, exactly. And Paul and I are both old. I'm a lot older than Paul, but we do participate in social media. So
we do. Social media is the thing, and there's people a lot older than us that are participating in it as well.
Exactly.
Social media has its good and its bad, just like anything.
Absolutely.
And but the police department uses it as a means to get information out.
Yes.
And also to receive information.
Right. Yeah, I find it very helpful, actually.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
Paul, thanks to you so much for coming by today, and I know you'll be keeping the peace over the 4th of July.
We're going to try to do what we can.
All right. Folks, we'll be right back in just a moment with more living. All right.
Let the Smokehouse be your mountain getaway destination in beautiful Monteagle, Tennessee. Enjoy our cabins, restaurant, and old general store. Shop thesmokehouse.com featuring homemade barbecue sauces, jellies, and many other fine Tennessee products. Our live Music on the Mountain series features some of the best local and Nashville talent every Friday and Saturday night, 6:30 p.m. No cover, kids welcome.
This is a tree that was never chopped down to make a crutch that was never needed. By a child who never got polio. Because vaccine was never in short supply. Thanks to people whose compassion wasn't either. Over the years, Rotary Club members have helped immunize over 2 billion children against polio. Soon, the world will be polio-free. Rotary, humanity in motion.
long has it been since you raced a cheetah? Are your tornado creating skills getting rusty? Tired of being the only one in your neighborhood who hasn't built a dinosaur? Sounds like it's time to visit the Hands-On Science Center. The Hands-On Science Center is an indoor science playground. In this museum, please touch is the rule. Join us for weekly science demonstrations on space, lasers, lizards, rocks, and a whole lot more. No two visits are ever the same, so visit often to see our ever-changing exhibits and demonstrations. The Hands-On Science Center, 101 Mitchell Boulevard in Tullahoma.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham, and you're watching Just Plain Living here on Charter Channel 6.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and that's the shortest haircut I've ever had. There you go. How about that? Looking good. Thank you, Julia. I appreciate that, darling. She's trying to give me a flat top. What we have going on here today is I have friends from Life Care Center of Tullahoma here with us, and I'm going to let them introduce themselves. What we're talking about today is therapy, and they're in the right place because everybody here in this room, this building needs some kind of therapy. And you are?
I'm Jennifer Shepard. I'm a speech-language pathologist.
Okay.
Dawn Stills. I'm an occupational therapist and the director of rehab there.
Okay.
And I'm Connie Perdue, and I'm a physical therapist.
Okay, so when someone comes into your facility, that would be Life Care of Tullahoma, and they have, say maybe they've had a stroke. What are some of the things that you do to help these folks get back to normal, or as normal as possible, and get back into their life and help them just get back to their life again, their regular life that they usually have?
Well, the one thing we do mainly initially is do the initial evaluation, and that typically encompasses all of us. We're a big team, interdisciplinary team. Connie or my PT department will look at what they need as far as mobility.
Right.
The occupational therapy team will look at self-care, feeding, how they dressed, how they can function within their home. And then speech therapy looks at, are there some swallowing issues? Is there some cognitive issues that need to be addressed? So it's a huge interdisciplinary team approach, and it really depends. It's case by case. Each individual who may have had a stroke is very different. So it may be, Connie may need to work on trunk control, whatnot, whatever the family.
What control?
Trunk, your core, your stomach.
There you go.
Yeah. Sorry about
well,
that.
There's a lot of folks out there, so y'all are talking to yourselves, and there's simple questions a lot of times are the questions that all those people out there going, what control? Y'all know, but we don't.
Yeah, right. And the family's a big part of it.
Oh, yeah.
We may ask, what do you need mom or dad be able to do, or husband and wife to be able to do to return home independently? I need them to walk 5 feet to the bathroom. I need them to be able to climb 4 or 5 stairs. They've got to be able to dress themselves. They've got to be able to feed themselves. Stuff like that, and that's how we kind of gear how we treat them individually and what their plan of care may be. Family's a huge part of it. We always encourage the family to come in so they can tell us, no, I don't need mom and dad to be able to walk this far. They have to be able to walk this far.
Now, I know one of the things that has been interesting to me with a family member being out there is you said something about swallowing, and that's a very, very touchy type of a deal. I didn't realize that you thicken things. You know, you would think that if your throat wasn't working right, the thinner it is, the better it would be, the easier it would be to get down, but it's exactly opposite from that, isn't it?
Sometimes, yeah. It depends on the person. It depends on what's happened to them. You can have swallowing difficulties from cognitive issues. We see that a lot with dementia. We see it with strokes. A lot of people have the weak side of the face. That affects also when the side of your face is weak, the side of your throat is also weak.
Right.
That can really get tricky. We thicken things for many reasons, but a lot of times it slows things down, slows the liquid down, gives them a little more time if they're slow, to swallow.
And that way they don't aspirate. It doesn't aspirate into another place where it's not supposed to be.
Correct. We don't want to go in the lungs.
Which is the easiest way for something to go if it's all not working properly. The easiest way is for it to go into the lungs.
That's a very scary thing after stroke. A lot of times, or when somebody's just really weak. You can aspirate food and liquid into the lungs, and that we do a lot of that at Life Care. And we do a lot of explaining to the families. Like you said, you don't understand.
No.
And there can be all kind of things, changing just the meat, changing all of the food. Not everything has to be baby food when somebody has difficulty. It's very specific to each patient, and we do a lot of training with family members, caregivers, and staff to help with that.
Yeah, because, if you have someone who loves a hamburger, a pureed hamburger, don't taste like a hamburger.
And that's it does not. And we only do that. That's our last resort to change their diet.
Right.
Keep them, as normal as possible.
And again, it's a lot of education as far as swallowing, because families are like, well, mom and dad are going to starve if they're not eating. So it's a lot of education from Jennifer, my speech team, to say not necessarily.
And I know with Dad there was he just didn't want to eat anything, and I cooked a big mess of turnip greens and carried them out there to him.
Yeah.
I asked the girls, I said, all right, if I try to feed him these turnip greens, he ate a big old bowl of turnip greens, because it's finding something that they want to have.
Right. And we work with
that taste, that they want to have.
Yeah, because their taste buds, food doesn't taste the same after a stroke. So.
Well, I know how much good service that our family has gotten at Life Care, and I appreciate very much what you folks do. You make it very family.
Thank you.
We had Thanksgiving dinner out there, and we brought the china and everything from home, and went in that big room and had our dinner just like we normally would. And being able to do that, it helps that patient realize that my life, I still have quality to my life, and that's what you folks have helped us accomplish out there, and we appreciate it very much. Everything you do, every day you do it, and the way you present it with a smile, just like that right there, because those problems and those situations are not easy for a lot of families, and you folks have done a wonderful job, I know, with what we've had, the experience we've had. Thank you so much for being on.
Thank you.
And we look forward to seeing you again next month, okay?
Thank you very much.
And you have to come again, because they're saying. Okay. Folks, we'll be right back after these messages.
Looking for a unique gift for someone special, or perhaps something just for yourself? Then you need to check out Grady Mac Denim Company, right here in the heart of Tullahoma. Grady Mac features the full line of men's and women's Lucky brand apparel. Stop in and check out our denim production line. Grady Mac offers a full line of outdoor sporting apparel and much more. And check out our custom fly fishing equipment, fine art, and signed sports memorabilia. There's something for everyone at Grady Mac Denim Company, the most unique store in Tullahoma.
Spring cleaning has begun at Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Winchester. With rebates and incentives up to $10,000 and 0% financing available on select models, now is the time to buy. Russell Barnett Ford is offering top dollar for your trade during the spring cleaning sales event. Stop by one of our locations, Russell Barnett Ford of Tullahoma and Russell Barnett Ford of Winchester, or visit us on the web at russellbarnett.com. And remember, why buy anywhere else?
We get closer to a world with more birthdays when we take cancer patients by the hand. We help them find answers and guidance and hope, and give them more candles to light. We're the American Cancer Society. Help create a world with more birthdays at morebirthdays.com.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, and we're pleased to have joining us now from Stan McNabb Chevy, Ryan Ruff, who's the sales manager out there, and he's got some fun things that are going to be coming up this weekend, I think, this Saturday.
Yeah, June 28th at the Chevy store, we're having our second annual Corvette and Camaro Cruise-In. We want to invite everybody down who, of course, who owns a Corvette or Camaro to show their car off, their iconic car. True American legend, I guess you can say.
Absolutely.
And we just want to invite everybody out there to come see it.
Yeah.
Too. Invite the whole public out there. We're going to have refreshments, hot dogs, snow cones. Thunder Radio is going to be out there. It's going to be a great time.
Okay.
So.
Sounds like it. And while you're out there, just as a sideline to this sort of, they do sell Corvettes out there, and they do sell Camaros. So,
yes.
If you happen to decide, I might want to move up to one of the newer models.
We can do that too.
They can make that happen for you.
We can do that too. If we don't have it on site, we can get it with you or get it to you that day or the next day.
Right.
So.
Yeah, I would imagine if you're a Corvette owner or a Camaro, either one, the Camaros came out with a new body style, I think, a couple of years ago, didn't they?
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. They did several years ago, and they just did a fresh redesign for 2014 on the back and the front end of it. And of course, the Stingray, which everybody knows it as a Corvette, but they've changed back to the name of the Stingray, and they completely redid it for 2014, and it's done well for us this year. We've sold a total of 15 of them already, and got another one on order. We're very excited about them. It seems like the lifespan of them when they come in is about 5 days.
That's unbelievable.
Unbelievable.
That's unbelievable.
So.
And the Corvette actually have a fairly new body style that maybe come out last year.
Yeah, it was 2014 was the redesign on the Corvette, and it has just really taken off. We've had several of them. Several of our customers actually go up to the Bowling Green plant and do a museum delivery type thing where they can pay a little extra to do that. It just makes it a total experience where they take delivery of their new Corvette up in the actual plant where they build them and get to see everything that happens.
Now, if I remember correctly, that's a really neat thing. I've talked to a couple of people that have done that. Is the Corvette plant's pretty close to where the museum is?
It's right next door to it. I've never had a chance to do it. Several of the other ones at the dealership have done it, and we're going in a couple weeks for another one that was ordered, and he's doing a museum delivery, so we're pretty excited about that. But not as excited right now as about this, about the cruising. Of course, we're expecting a huge turnout. A lot of people, are coming up to me every day at work saying, "Hey, I'm going to be there Saturday. I got my Camaro running, or I got my old Corvette shined up." And we've got a 59 that'll be there, a 66 that we currently have at the dealership, plus a new Stingray too.
Yeah.
And then there will be several others here in town that have new Stingrays out there, and a lot of classic cars out there too. We don't want just new ones. We don't want just old ones. We want the mix. If you have an 80s model, 90s model, it does not matter to us. We just want to see them.
Yeah.
And if you want to upgrade, we'll upgrade you in one too. So.
Absolutely. That 59 you're talking about, is that the white one?
Yes, sir. It's sitting in the showroom. It runs, drives. We take it to cruisings all the time down in Lynchburg. If people want us to fire it up, it probably sounds better than any car I've ever heard in my life. So it is a nice machine.
Now, keep in mind that's a 59, and I think it's got 160 on the speedometer. I don't know.
Yeah, it won't do that.
I don't know if it'll do that or not, but
it's like driving a tractor. It's the hardest car out there to drive. Probably the most uncomfortable one we have at the dealership. But it's probably the most valuable. So
yeah, and 59 they probably didn't have power steering.
No, it's like driving a tractor. You got to have that tractor horn on there or whatever. But it's not all about comfort with that car. It's about looking good in it.
And you mentioned that you've done this before. This is an annual event. So how many cars?
This is actually our second year. We've had some car shows out there before, but this is our second year that we've really done the Corvette and Camaro cruise in. We've got the Middle Tennessee Corvette Club meets at the dealership once a month, and they will actually all be there too. And there's 20 or 30 something members in that'll be there with all their Corvettes, plus a lot of Camaro owners that we've had throughout the years will be there. I know one particular family. I just talked to them the other day, last Saturday, and they have a Corvette and a Camaro, and they're going to bring it. And then another gentleman who we just sold a new Stingray to is bringing a 50-something model, and then also his 2014 Stingray convertible. So we're pretty excited about it.
I thought that I knew a lot about cars and Corvettes and that kind of stuff until I went to the Corvette cruise in one day and started to interview some of the people. And there's a different language down there. They refer to, this is a G something or other.
Yeah,
they
call them different C5, C6s, C7. They speak their own lingo, and I have a hard time sometimes talking to them because a Corvette owner, they know more about the car than what you do, and we sell them.
Yeah.
But it's kind of like we compare them to Harley Davidson owners.
Yeah.
They know more about the products a lot of times than what we know about them. It's hard for us to keep. To know everything about every particular model that we have because we have so many. We have such a huge selection out there.
Right.
So
and that's one of the neat things too about Stan McNabb is that there's always a Corvette on the lot.
All the time.
Yeah, there's always one there. It's not like you go in and look at pictures. They've got one there. The latest thing.
We've got one there, and if the one that's there, particularly that's there at that time, if it's already spoken for, already sold, we can get you one. Like I said, do a custom order where you can. It's just like going to Dairy Queen and ordering your custom Sundae. We can order you a custom Corvette, whatever you want. So any color, any make, or any model. Whatever you want.
And I assume the public is invited to this. You'd like to?
Yes. Oh, yeah. Everyone in the surrounding area is invited to this. We'd like to see everybody there. Again, we're going to have free refreshments out there. I think Dolly said something about a snow cone machine, hot dogs, drinks. We're going to have a radio feed out there. It's going to be fun. We're expecting a huge turnout. Last year was big, and this year we expect it to be even bigger.
Okay. So, man, it sounds like fun. One last question: Will you be singing at this event?
Well, probably not. If they want me to sing a little a cappella, I could probably do that. But no, they always have me sing at the dealership when it's slow, on the radio and stuff, and I'll mess it up a little bit just to make people laugh. So
this guy actually can really sing. He used to be one of our big karaoke customers at the American Legion.
I try. So
since then, he's risen on. He was a salesman then.
Yeah.
Now he's like the head guy. So
I'm a new car sales manager out there. I don't have time really to do that anymore. So
okay,
it's tough. So.
All right, Brian, thank you so much.
Thank
for
you.
coming
Good
by,
seeing you.
And we invite everybody to stop by Stan McNabb on North Jackson Street this Saturday.
This Saturday.
It starts at what time?
It starts at 11.
11. Okay. All right. It'd be a great.
Come early if you want.
Come early if you like. Look at the cars. You might go home with a new one.
We'll put you in a new one.
That's right.
I have no emotional attachment to them.
While we're on the subject of cars, by the way, this past weekend, Southern Wheels in Motion had their big car show at the South Jackson Civic Center. We stopped by there and got some video. We want to bring that to you right now. Ladies and gentlemen, we're here today at the South Jackson Civic Center for what has become a classic event here each year on the third Saturday in June. And I'm speaking with Mike Cunningham, who's with Southern Wheels in Motion. Mike, it looks like you're having a great show here today.
Well, we've been very fortunate, Jim. The weather turned out good for us, and right now we're sitting at 240 cars with 10 minutes to go in registration. So we're tickled to death with that. The people around here have really been supportive of our show, and they know that the money that comes into the show goes to charity, and they support it really nice. So it's really good to have this kind of a turnout.
Looks like the show has kind of spilled over into Deckard Street again this year. That's always a sign that it's a pretty successful show.
Yeah, we had the Bedford County Mustang Club come out of Shelbyville and Murfreesboro this year, and they brought about 30 Mustangs. So last year we had to block off Deckard Street because of John Schneider being here, and we thought we'd do it again, and we wound up putting those guys out there on Deckard Street. And it's a good thing because we don't have hardly any more room in here.
You know, obviously, this is something that there's a tremendous amount of car enthusiasts in this area, because I know that as we checked the calendar this morning, there's a lot of events going on in and around Tullahoma. Last year, you were competing with Bonnaroo. It never seems to affect the turnout for this event.
Right. The people who come to our show, fortunately, we've had a lot of people who've been here every year since 1993. And then as the show has grown over the years, we keep picking up more and more people. And, we've got people probably from about 50 counties here in Tennessee today. And that's 50 out of 95. And that's getting the word out that this is a pretty good show right here in Tullahoma. It is one of the biggest single-day events in Tullahoma that goes on. A lot of people don't realize that or know that, but it is a big event down here. There's probably been 3,000 to 4,000 people walk through this place, spectator-wise, and that's big.
I have to think the mindset of the people, the fans of car shows and such, and people who actually own these cars, it might be a little bit different than the normal person because and you can comment on that because you own some, but you guys actually drive these classic cars, do you not? Most of them don't just sit on a trailer.
That's right, and most of these cars that are here were driven here, and that's the fun of it. It used to be when you restored a car, you threw it on a trailer and you drove it to the show and you unloaded it, and that's the only time you drove it. But now as the group, and I guess I want to say our baby boomers through the late baby boomers are starting now to really enjoy driving their cars again. And that's what we're seeing with a lot of these cruise-ins that are popping up. People just want to drive the cars and be able to come to a show like that and leave when they want to. But when you get this many cars at a show, that's big, because shows are, I don't want to say dying out, but they're getting less and less good shows around. And when these people know that they can bring one and drive it here and still win a pretty good trophy, that makes them happy, and it makes us happy, and it just makes it good for the hobby all the way around.
You know, I mentioned just a moment ago that I know you've got a couple of classic cars, or maybe more. Do you actually own a regular car?
Oh, yeah. It's called a work van, is what it's called. But yeah, we've got a couple of cars that we take to church on Sunday and drive around to the grocery store. But it's nothing compared to what it is like driving an old car. It just brings back a lot of memories when you do that.
And I'm sure that when you buy a car, and if you really want to make it nice, you can spend a lot of time and a lot of money making that happen.
Oh yeah, that's one thing that this hobby is not for the faint of heart when it comes to spending money on old cars. A lot of your cars, like your Mustangs and Camaros, they can be bought out of a catalog now. There's so many parts and pieces for them. A lot of the other type of cars and trucks, you have to go to the internet and search for those things, and they're expensive, and that's just the way it is. But, you know, this is our golf, this is our tennis, this is our hobby that we do, and you'll pay for it.
You know, I thought I knew something about this. I ran into Leland Scott, who's a member of your club over there a moment ago, and we were looking at a 57 Chevy, and I said, Leland says, how much do you think this car would go for? And I said, I'm thinking $100,000. I was only off by $50,000. It was $150,000.
That's right. It's amazing what these old cars have done over the past few years, past 10 years especially. But I mean, you know, people really put a lot of work and time into these things, and people are willing to pay for that time and parts that you put into them. So that's a good thing for the hobbyist.
Well, you know, and I always sense that you guys are having a lot of fun doing this kind of thing, and I know a lot of people benefit from doing this.
Absolutely. That's the reason why we do this. Sure, we love to drive around the old cars and restore them and talk about them and that sort of thing, but it's very, very nice to be able to take the money that we make here and give it all away to charity.
Thank you so much, Mike, and lots of luck today. You don't need that now, because this show is obviously going to be a huge success here again today.
Thank you.
Oh, baby, oh, baby, love, baby, oh, baby, love, baby,
Your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
Welcome back. Can you believe that Peggy and I have swapped chairs? I'm Fran Gray, and I just wanted to interview Peggy today. Peggy,
good morning.
Good morning, Peggy. I wanted to know if you can hear this.
Wait.
It goes.
Is something in there alive?
Da 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 da.
In the mood.
We are in the mood. We are in the mood for the wonderful annual Midsummer Night's Swing. And I wanted to talk with Peggy because she is our wonderful band singer. You're one of those great girl singer, torch singer. Yeah. Peggy is with the South Jackson Street Band.
I am.
And tell us about the band.
Well, you know, this band has been together, at least to my knowledge, since the early 70s. And Bob Carter, my good friend who is deceased now, kind of got that group started. And I believe we got started, I wasn't singing with them then, I started in the 90s, but I believe it got started the band always did the plays. They were the orchestra for the musicals.
I see.
And then they started playing for other things.
Mm-hmm. So you all are tuning up now and practicing?
We are tuning up. Yes, we are.
And you are going to present your wonderful big band sound at South Jackson Civic Center?
On July 10th. That's Thursday night.
Right.
We'll be there, I believe, from 7 until 9:30. Is that it? Or
9:30 or 10, I guess, as long as people are in the mood.
Maybe, yeah. If they're in the mood, we'll stay.
Right. This year we have a new twist on our event. We are featuring wonderful gelato. Gelato.
I was excited about that.
Yes. Gelato, if you don't know, I'm learning all about it bite by bite. But it is Italian ice cream. And our friends and neighbors across the street from the studio, the Grows, have Southern Sundays, and they are going to provide gelato for the event. Yes, and they are going to have 4 flavors. Those will be vanilla and chocolate for those purists who just like vanilla and chocolate.
Are they going to be in those little jars?
They may be in little jars, and they're going to have brown sugar butter pecan.
Oh my goodness.
Yes, and for those.
So everybody that gets a ticket gets the ice cream.
That's right.
I mean,
and
gets the gelato, excuse me.
Right, gelato.
Is that Italian?
It is Italian for ice cream. The 4th flavor is for those who are kind of watching their diet, their calories, is a sorbet, a watermelon sorbet. And how perfect is that, for an evening out in town?
Yes.
So we're really excited to welcome Southern Sundays to provide our gelato, and tickets are $10. They can be purchased online as a general admission ticket. You can call us at South Jackson Civic Center, 455-5321. You can buy,
you can get a ticket online?
Right, or you can just come that evening. But this year we are asking people to come earlier and to buy a box supper. Southern Sundays.
They're going to provide this?
Yes, they are.
And what's in it?
Okay, they will have a sandwich of choice with 3 choices, a bacon turkey sandwich, or their fabulous, and that is good too, but their fabulous chicken salad sandwich.
Wow, that's so
Or
good.
for if you are not a meat eater, you can have their homemade pimento cheese. And I'll tell you what, Peggy, I love their pimento cheese and their chicken salad so much that when I go over there, I get a half of each because I can't make up my mind.
Make up your mind. So
And
you
they
get
will-
a whole
sandwich, and they're very generous sandwiches with delicious bread and chips. And then we will have soft drinks for sale there, or bottled water.
Okay.
And so the box supper is just $6. So if you want a box supper,
You have to make reservations
yes,
for that.
please let us know on Tuesday before the event on Thursday, so we can place our order with Southern Sundays.
Really nice of them to do that.
Yes, and we will be having a tent of lights. We are so excited to have these lights. Mr. Grow is quite the artist, and he loves to light different environments.
He's the guy that owns Southern Sundays.
He and his wife.
He's also an artist with lights.
Yes, he is. He's a graphic artist as well, and he and his wife Cassie and their children run and operate Southern Sundays. She's a gourmet cook, and all her food is just out of this world. Anyway, we will have the opportunity to buy the box supper.
To see his lights.
Right, and we've had a tent up at South Jackson, and if the tent's still there, we will do another configuration of lights. If the tent is gone, he's going to make a tent of lights. So we can dance under the stars and under the lights.
We're moving
We'll
somewhere.
move inside, but we'll let everybody know about that.
Okay.
But we're just
don't forget Scott Roberts.
Scott Roberts is a wonderful young man, a photographer, and he will have a photo display inside the building, so we can all enjoy that as well.
He has done photographs when Tartan Terrors came. He did
Yes.
photograph them. He has photographed our band.
Yes.
And he's gotten some interesting black and white pictures, so I think
Right.
really enjoyable.
Yes. Also, we ask everyone who attends to bring their lawn chair.
Yeah, that's important.
That's more more
Especially if you're
comfortable.
outside.
Right. So we want.
Or bring a blanket and lay out. We don't care.
That's right. You can just lay out under the stars. But we will have dancing. There will be group dancing, not just partner dancing. And there'll be some prizes and just loads of fun. So
we're looking forward
bring
to
your
it.
friends and neighbors and come down to South Jackson Civic Center on Thursday, July 10th. We look forward.
Thanks, Fran.
Thank you for talking with us.
Partners for Healing provides medical care to the working uninsured of Coffee, Franklin, and Moore counties. We are in Tullahoma from 8 to 5, Monday through Thursdays, and in Manchester on Fridays from 8 to 12. We provide primary medical care and offer an in-house disease management program.
My name is Rosie Mitchell, and I would just like to say I am blessed to have partners in my life.
Please call 455-5014 for more information. Thank you for being one of our Partners for Healing.
Don't risk losing the Social Security disability benefits you have earned. I'm Russell Hedges with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law. I bring over 25 years of experience and dedication to your case. My Social Security team will walk you through the process. We can increase your chances of winning and maximize the benefits due to you. If we do not win, you will not owe us a fee. Call me, Russell Hedges, with Moore & Hedges, attorneys at law, for maximum returns and minimum concerns.
A world without breast cancer is a world with more birthdays. And signing up for the Making Strides Against Breast Cancer Walk will help us get there faster. The American Cancer Society invests in groundbreaking breast cancer research, and we're part of every community. In fact, 1 in 2 women newly diagnosed with breast cancer turns to us for support. Sign up today at makingstrideswalk.org. Together, we can finish the fight against breast cancer.
All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're back, and I have two fine fellows with me today, Mr. Wayne Bomar and Jonathan Price, and we are going to clean the Duck River up, are we?
That is what we're going to do.
Okay, and when is this event going to take place?
The event will take place on June 28th. That's a week from Saturday. And the event will start behind the power plant in Shelbyville, or actually where the Duck River Shelbyville facility is downtown. Right. We start there. We'll start registering people at 7 o'clock in the morning. We'll feed them breakfast, give them assignments to clean up the river. And Duck River, where we're cleaning up the Bedford County part, is 56 miles.
My goodness.
And we
need a lot of folks then, don't
we
you?
do. And we've been doing this now for 16 years. And averaging about 200 people in the last 5 to 6 years,
great.
boats and landside. They come back with their trash and to the same position, and or designate where they've left it, and we'll go pick it up, and then we feed them lunch.
Sounds like a good deal, and I bet there might be a T-shirt involved.
No, absolutely. Absolutely. For all our participants, we have a nice T-shirt. Not only do they get to eat lunch and eat breakfast, but we also have a nice T-shirt, Don't Muck the Duck, that every participant gets.
I like that. That's great, man.
And then it even comes with a bunch of fun facts about the Duck River, just to highlight a few. You know, the Duck River has more species of wildlife than all of Europe's rivers combined?
No. We need to keep it clean.
Absolutely, absolutely. And a lot of that is the mussels in the river that are basically act as a filter to clean the river.
Right.
And we have those because it is such a biodiverse and clean system.
Very good.
We're just trying to help it out.
Very good.
It's a real fun event.
Well, I know a lot of people now. Doesn't that same river goes through Normandy, isn't it?
Yes, it is.
All right, and I know a lot of people now have gotten back to floating on the river.
Yes, they have.
You know, and years ago we used to do that, and then it kind of went away, and now people are back to floating on the river. And you know, it's a great place. It's a lot of fun. It just needs to be clean. It needs to be kept clean. And I know we had an event here in Tullahoma several months ago where we just a little Rock Creek here. We had a cleaning of Rock Creek, and it was absolutely amazing at the junk and the tires and the car parts and the grocery carts and stuff that came out of there. And it's just a wonderful thing that you're trying to do.
Over the years, we have averaged 3 to 6 tons a year of things brought out of the Duck. Our highest year was 12. Last year was one of our lowest with 3, and we're talking about tons now.
That's a bunch of trash. But you say you're covering 50 miles?
56 miles. 56 By the way, they can shade their eyes too. We're going to give these away too, the little visors.
All right, the little visor right there, Bedford County Highway Department.
Yeah, about
not littering.
Don't litter.
Don't litter. And you know, we kind of along that line. I want you folks to realize that if you throw a cigarette butt out of your car, that's littering.
It absolutely
ends up in the river.
It ends up in the river because they wash down the streets and into the curbs and down into the storm sewers, and there they are.
Supersized cups,
right?
Wrappers, cigarette packs, you name it.
You know,
it all ends up in the river.
And also, this not only is as Jonathan was saying, is a diverse system. It is the most biodiverse river in North America, meaning it has more forms of life on it than any other system in North America. It was written up in
that's incredible.
In National Geographic in February of 2000. February of 2010. There was a big article on a cubic yard of the duck.
Right.
And it's just a very important artery for all of us.
For all of us, yeah.
And I did want to also mention that I hope I've got her name correctly. They for 2 years now, Connie Janasek, I believe from here in Tullahoma,
yeah, I think that's the right
has started a project of cleaning up Normandy Reservoir.
Right.
And I know last year she told me they had 50 to 75 people. They're trying to have more this year, same day. And
same day that you're doing your event.
June 28th.
Right.
And I believe they are meeting at the ramp just above the dam at Normandy.
Right.
So they will be cleaning up the lake. We're going to be cleaning up the river down behind it.
Down behind the lake, and that's just good. It's just good.
It is.
It's good stuff.
It is.
Do many people still fish the river?
Yes, more than you would think.
Yeah,
absolutely more than you think.
It's a beautiful river to float.
Well, you know, of course, I was born and raised on it, so I've spent nearly 70 years on the Duck.
Right.
But so many people, when we started this cleanup, when we take them, they said, I never realized how beautiful that river is until they got on it.
It's gorgeous.
And
the land formations, the rock formations on it are phenomenal.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
And you want to see geology at its best. Float a river, and when you're going downstream and you're looking at a rock formation on the other sides that face an opposite, you feel like you're going up. You feel like you're going uphill because of the illusion that it gives you.
Yes.
And just absolutely gorgeous.
And when you learn to study those configurations like that, you're looking at a map of history.
Oh, for sure.
On that bluff that you're looking at right there.
For sure. And down there, it's a fun thing to do, to be involved with the river. Some of the greatest stories ever written were written about the river. Your Mark Twains and your different people have written just incredible stories about the river. And Davy Crockett, I never forget when I was a little kid on Walt Disney, when Davy Crockett was on there was a time that part of that series he was on the river.
Yes, he was.
It's always exciting and thrilling, and our history is built around our waterworks, because without them, that's how we traveled, and that's how we fed ourselves, and it just got to be clean.
Rivers are the major water source still for most of America.
Right.
Nearly all major towns were built on rivers.
The exception of Atlanta. And you see the problems they have with water.
That's exactly right.
Yeah. And New Orleans is built right at the bottom of the whole works. Well, gentlemen, thank you for your efforts.
Thank you.
Know that they're appreciated. And good luck. Hope you have a bunch of folks out there. Know you're going to have a good time.
We are, and we'd like to invite any of your listeners. Please come.
Anybody.
They get a T-shirt. They get a meal. They
get 2 meals.
Get 2 meals, and they get to enjoy a day on the river. But I want to leave everybody with a thought. And that thought is that we did not inherit our environment from our ancestors. We've borrowed it from our children.
Right. Very good. Very well said. And with that, folks, we'll be back after these messages.
Are you a shoeanista with no place local to find your style? Well, now you don't have to travel any further than Bren's Shoe Boutique, located at the Village on Jackson, 1940 North Jackson Street, Suite 120 in Tullahoma. From funky to formal, you can find the fit and style that will make you smile at Bren's. A shoeanista herself, owner Brenda Kemp offers brands like Rocket Dog, Jessica Simpson, Mia, Nine West, J. Renee, Bandolino, and more. Want that accessory splash that none of your friends have? Bren's offers a selection of one-of-a-kind handbags and jewelry with just the right bling. So if your shoe selection doesn't stack up, find what you've been looking for at a price you can afford at Bren's Shoe Boutique, now open in Tullahoma.
When you see the sign, The Main Event, take a close look inside at a hair studio that offers services by some of the best master stylists in Middle Tennessee. These stylists offer a list of services that compete with large city salons, from trendy cuts for men, women, and children to the latest color techniques, including highlights and bold color accents. Other services offered include permanent hair weaving and relaxing to formal hairstyle for that special occasion. You can also give yourself a very special treat with a full makeover, including full body waxing. For your convenience, we are open Monday through Saturday from 9 a.m. until the last client leaves happy. Call and make your appointment at 931-571-8682 or stop by our Tullahoma location at 207 North Jackson Street. Pamper yourself at The Main Event today.
Welcome back. I decided to come back to my own seat and introduce to you Cindy Lamb. Cindy is from Manchester. Well, not from. She's living in Beech Grove. She's from Chevyville, and she's working in Manchester at the First United Methodist Church. Yeah. And we're going to talk about that a little bit.
I'm so excited. I love being at First Methodist, and we wanted to tell you all about something that's coming up this Sunday. We're having a big party, and it's called Noise in the Neighborhood.
I love that.
I think that's
that
cute.
You thought that up. Did you think that up?
I did. And I don't want to imply that your band is noisy,
we
but
can be noisy.
We want y'all to be noisy because we want to have a big party where all of our neighbors can hear us. We want them to know that we're there, and we want to reach out to our neighbors in the surrounding area and anywhere that
what
needs.
What impressed me is totally free.
It is free.
And all you have to do is bring buns or chips and or a 2-liter drink. Is that
right?
Correct?
Exactly.
And then you get in for free, and you guys are furnishing barbecue, homemade ice cream.
Yes.
It sounds like so much fun. It starts at 6.
Starts at 6 o'clock.
Lasts till 7:30.
That's right.
Well, we're revved up and ready to go. In fact, we're practicing this week. We've got some new tunes going, and we're excited about being. That's the South Jackson Street Band, which is a big band. some people get it confused with the fact that I do South Jackson Goes Country, and it's a country band.
Yeah.
I want you to tell me what you're trying to do more than anything at your church, welcoming our Hispanic neighbors.
Yes.
I'm excited about that.
Oh, we're so excited. One thing that we know that our neighborhood is just full of Hispanic folks, and we want to reach out to them. And one thing that we've been doing, we have a program at our church called AWANA. It stands for Approved Workmen Are Not Ashamed. And every...
That's nice.
Yeah. It's based on 2 Timothy, a verse in 2 Timothy I can't quote.
Yeah.
But it's a program where we work with the children and help them learn Bible verses. And as they learn verses, they get points, which would earn them stickers and things like that. And then at the end of the year, we have a great big old...
So about how many children do you have?
We've been serving about somewhere around 50 kids.
And I interrupted you before you finished.
That's okay.
At the end of the year,
the kids get to pick from lots of toys that we've collected
awesome.
and put out on the table for them, and so their hard work is paying off. That's
beautiful.
right. Yeah.
And you have about 100, you say, or more?
We have we've been busing in about 50 kids from the surrounding community, and would be glad to welcome anyone else who would like to join us.
Is there an age limit on this?
Actually, we have kids from 3 years old, and we even have some that are 16. So it is open.
So it's just wide open.
Yes,
and
yes.
You were anxious to bring in more people.
Yes.
It's a wonderful church. I have been in there. And how long have you been there, Cindy?
I'll be there a year in August, and it is the best place, the best church I've ever been.
Really?
We have a great team. We have a pastor who's been there for about a year. His name is Randy Brown. We have a youth minister. His name is Andrew Mockery. We have the best music director. You would love Dana. His name is Dana, and he is the best music.
And you all have an adult choir and a children's choir, probably. And are you involving the Hispanic children in the choirs? Are they coming through for that?
That's one of our things that we're going to work on. We haven't really had bus service on Sunday morning.
That will happen.
Yes, that's one of our goals.
We were pleased that you asked our band to come, and we're excited about being a part of this mission. Plus, we're excited about barbecue and a homemade ice cream. I mean, who wouldn't be excited about that?
Oh, well, good. Well, I've had experience with the South Jackson Street Band, and I know that they are the best band this side of the Mississippi.
Well, thank you. We love to play, and we're just excited about being there. And I know it's going to be a wonderful event. It's the food will be served at a certain time, or is it just as you come in? How have you got that worked out?
Well, yeah, we're kind of just going to let people come and go as they would like, and we will have that homemade ice cream going.
I think it's important we tell people to bring their chairs.
Yes.
Because this is outside unless it rains.
Right.
And if it rains, we'll go into the, what do you call it? The
fellowship hall.
Fellowship hall. And that's a nice big hall, so there's plenty of room regardless.
Exactly.
And so we'll make that determination as we're setting up. And
that's right.
Raining, we're moving.
And we have a big place for...
Is this in the back?
Yes,
Back of the church?
in the back of the church, right.
Probably plenty of parking.
Plenty of parking, yes. We will get you parked, and we definitely want everybody to dance.
So bring your mama, bring your papa, bring your children, bring your cousins and aunts and uncles and whatever.
Amen.
And have a good time. I think that... just the fact that getting people off the couch is a nice thing to do.
Yes, that's right.
And you don't really have to dance. You can just sit and enjoy the music. And you will find that our music is okay for line dancing. It's okay for couple dancing. We do everything we do sambas, we do salsa, we do cha-cha, tango, waltz, swing.
Right.
We're big on swing. So we're excited about being there.
Good. And sometimes it's even hard to...
We might even ask you to sing.
Oh, I don't know about that. But sometimes it's even hard to think about dancing because you want to listen to the band so much.
Well, we hope so. These guys that are in the band, they're all musical geniuses to me because they're from different walks of life. Some of them are retired band directors, and some are like I have one girl that's a junior in high school, who's an awesome saxophone player.
Yeah.
So there's all age groups, is what I'm trying to say, and I love that.
Right.
Because music, I think, has no age limit.
That's right.
Well, any last-minute words? We need to wrap this up shortly.
Just want to invite everyone
and it's
to
Sunday the 29th.
Yes.
Starts at 6 p.m., goes till 7:30.
Yes.
And bring your appetite, bring your energy, and just have a good time at First United Methodist Church in what is that exact address? Do you know?
105 Church Street.
105 Church Street. If you just run around the square, you can't miss it.
That's
Sandy,
right.
I love seeing you again.
Thank
Thanks
you
for being
so
here.
much, Peggy.
We'll be back with more interesting events.
The highest standard of trust offers a sense of safety and comfort. It's established over time. You know when you see it. You know when you feel it. There's a standard of trust in healthcare. It's the Joint Commission Gold Seal of Approval. In 2003, Life Care Center of Tullahoma voluntarily achieved this accreditation and maintains it still today. Life Care, meeting a higher standard because residents matter most.
Have you heard that little voice that beckons you to come home to Tennessee? Well, here's your chance. Here's a property offered by its owner. It's 20 miles from the National Walking Horse Celebration grounds in Shelbyville, Tennessee, and only 10 minutes away from the Jack Daniel Distillery in Lynchburg. It's located at 769 Shipman Creek Road. This property has over a 5,300 square foot home on 45 acres, and a sprawling 200 acres is also available. Let's take a look at the house. Built in 1998, this home has 4 bedrooms and 3.5 baths. This home offers wide open views, featuring the main floor with over 2,700 square feet of living room, an eat-in kitchen, a formal dining area, and a massive 20 by 19 master bedroom with a master bath and fireplace included. There is craftsmanship at every turn, solid cherry cabinets, built-in cherry shelves, and other solid cherry appointments. It's a 2-story home with 3 nicely sized bedrooms upstairs. Down a spiral staircase, the basement hosts a 40 by 40 den with a handcrafted bar. We're leaving the jukebox here, folks. The basement is a recreation room on steroids. There are too many closets to count and more than you'll ever need. There are so many places in this home to find peace that you'll seldom want to leave it. But when you do, you'll discover up to 200 acres of paved roads with city water. The property is quilted with streams, woods, ponds, and open pasture. The view from the porch alone is enough to say you're home. The property includes a 3-bay heavy construction shop and plenty of room to build stables and graze livestock. If Tennessee's been calling you home, start your journey by calling this number. A property like this comes on the market but once in a lifetime. We think you'll love it. We think you'll stay. This is a very real estate.
I'm meteorologist Leland Statham from the News Channel 5 Weather Center. Look to Jim Fuller and crew for local news night here on Channel 6.
We are going to show some film from the recently augmented Bonnaroo that was in Manchester, and there are 3 breweries represented that are being interviewed on this tape.
Here with Mike Ramsey, who's with Old Shed, and Mike, first year at Bonnaroo, right, for Old Shed?
First time. Glad to be here. It's a new experience for us. We wanted to be here the last 2 years, but first time we had the capacity to support an event like this, so we're tickled about it.
That's great, and it's always good to have a local brewery, you know, that is at a local festival and everything. So that's very rare and unique for Bonnaroo, I would think.
Yeah, I think it is. And, you know, there's some other guys here from Tennessee, but we're the only ones within Coffee County that's here. So, yeah, we're trying to introduce our beers to people around the country and also around the world at this festival.
Yeah. And that's what I was going to get at that also, is you're not just you're reaching a worldwide audience when you're out at Bonnaroo. Bonnaroo. So, I mean, that's got to be something special.
It's neat. It's neat. You know, we've got our local tap room there in Tullahoma, and I think a lot of people in Tullahoma have tried it now, but it's a new experience for a lot of these people. We've met a lot of great people from around the country, and they all seem to enjoy the beer, which feels good.
That's right. That's right. And again, you mentioned the tap room and everything. Just let our viewers know where you guys are at and everything.
Yeah, we're right on East Carroll Street. It's 516 East Carroll off 55, just coming into Tullahoma if you're coming from Manchester. And we've had the tap room open about 6 months now, and it seems to be a real good vibe there. We've got a little outside area, a beer garden, and a little cornhole, and other few games out there. Good family environment, so it's turned out well.
And you guys have some food trucks that roll in there every now and then, is that right?
Yeah, as a matter of fact, it's the Big Green Kitchen out of here in Manchester. Mindy and James Threep, they run it, and they've got some great food. They actually do a bratwurst that's soaked in our beer, so that's one of their more popular items, but we've had a good experience with them there too.
Well, I can totally tell. Yeah, I know it's just your first year here, but I foresee many years out here at the Bonnaroo Music Festival for Old Shed and you guys, don't you think?
Oh, we hope so. We hope so. It's great to be part of this environment here. This craft brew is kind of like a clique you're in, a brotherhood of craft brewers. We enjoy being with these guys and trying all these beers too.
Well, Mike, we wish nothing but the best of luck, and I know you're going to have a great time this weekend here at Bonnaroo. So thanks for talking with us.
Thank you. Good to be with you.
This is Chad McRae,
Tullahoma,
Sierra Nevada Southeast Events Manager.
That's correct.
Is that correct?
That
all
is
right.
correct.
God, I got it right. All right. Well, all right. Sierra Nevada, classic festival beer. How long have you guys been supporting Bonnaroo?
We have been, this is our 12th year.
12 years.
12 out of 13. So we came in year 2 and have been here ever since.
Nice.
We never leave.
Nice. So tell us a little bit about what kind of bands are you here to listen to? Or
I'm really excited about Neutral Milk Hotel tomorrow night. One of my favorite bands. They've just recently gotten back together. So for me personally, that's who I'm looking forward to the most. And then always, little Elton John and Lionel Richie is good classics.
Because we are dancing on the ceiling later.
Absolutely.
And I'm a tiny dancer. Okay, so anyway, one of my other favorite beers, other than Sierra Nevada, is Dogfish. I know that you guys have done a collaboration with them.
We've done a beer 2 different times with them called Life and Limb. And really good friends of the owners of Sierra Nevada, the Grossman family and the Calgione family, very good friends. So we do a lot of things with them, actually. So
it's kind of your territory, right? Because they're Delaware, East Coast.
They're East Coast kind of big hoppy beers, and we do some hoppy beers out on the West Coast. We're actually in the process of building our new facility right outside of Asheville, North Carolina, in a little town called Mills River. We're brewing there now, and we should be open to the public. Our first public event is August 3rd, and we're doing a program called Beer Camp Across America. We've invited every craft brewery in the country to come join us, and it's going to be a really big party. Asheville, North Carolina, August 3rd.
Yeah, Asheville is only about a 5-hour drive from here.
Yeah.
And tell me again the dates of Beer Camp.
Beer Camp Across America culminates. We start out in Chico and do a series of beer festivals across the country, and it culminates in Asheville, North Carolina, actually in Mills River at our new facility right outside of Asheville on August 23rd. August 3rd.
August 3rd. 4 to 5 hour drive from here, you can be at Beer Camp with Sierra Nevada.
Absolutely.
One other question, I just want to give you guys some props. I live, I'm visiting the Tullahoma area. I work in Berkeley, and I've recently visited the Sierra Nevada tap room.
Our new one in Berkeley. Yeah.
Yes, amazing.
Is that not?
I went home with a nice growler of black IPA. Tell me about that beer.
That is a beer that we did. We recently put out four different IPAs into one box. It's the first time that we've done a 12-pack quite like that, and we celebrating hops in that. We had a white IPA and all day a very light IPA, hoppy but lower alcohol called Nooner that you could drink throughout the day. Nooner.
Nice.
And then a black IPA.
You couldn't see, but I was winking at my boss. All right, well, thank you so much, Sierra Nevada, for supporting Bonnaroo for 12 out of 13 years. Cheers.
Thanks, Bonnaroo.
Well, I'm here at Sweetwater's establishment out here at Bonnaroo, and I'm talking with Zach, who's with Sweetwater. Zach, how's your Bonnaroo going so far, man?
Going pretty good. This is day 2 for us. We got in yesterday, so luckily it hasn't been too hot. Last year was blazing, so it's been nice this year. I don't mind the rain, really, but it's been good, man. It's been good. No complaints.
Rain's a nice little cool down for us out here sometimes every now and then.
Oh, fully agree. I'd rather be rainy than blazing hot, 110.
Exactly,
yeah.
exactly. So tell us, Sweetwater's been out here quite a bit for many years. What do you guys love about Bonnaroo?
Number one, the people, by far. Everyone here is super cool, really laid back, always down to try our beer. Of course, we're handing out hats and t-shirts like crazy, so we're making a lot of friends really fast. The music, of course, all of us are total festival people. We love going and watching bands all day long. And really, man, Stu and I were talking about this earlier, the festival food. We love, like, carny food, man. There's something about it. Spicy pie, all that stuff. It's awesome out there. So there's a lot of things to look forward to. Exactly. But, yeah, it's great, man.
And also, I wanted to bring out the banner that you guys have here. Have one for Curtis. Would you explain, what that's all about?
Yeah, Curtis was a fellow employee, a really good friend to all of us. He passed away on New Year's Eve. He actually had the whole state of Tennessee. It was his market for Sweetwater. So this was kind of his festival. So he couldn't make it, of course, this year. He passed away on New Year's Eve. So we got this awesome banner for him in our little nice living room, as you can see. This is as nice as it gets for us. So he's in there with every beer we have. He'll be with us as well. We can give him toasts and cheers. And,
that's right. He's with us in spirit. Absolutely. Absolutely.
That's right.
And again, it's a great time out here as always, and you guys are here quite a bit. How many now have you guys been out here every year at Sweetwater?
Yeah, this is year number 13 for us. Yeah,
that's what I thought.
Single year. Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Man, well again, cheers again to another wonderful Bonnaroo, and I know we're all going to have a great time.
Cool, I appreciate it, man. Cheers.
And get out and try some Sweetwater. Yeah, it's a great brew you guys do.
Yeah, or 10. Have 10.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah. Zach, appreciate it, man.
Appreciate it, man. Cheers.
I'm here with some fellow Bonnaroovians. Introduce yourself to our viewers.
Hi, I'm Alec from Michigan. I'm Shay from Michigan.
And I'm Zach from Michigan.
All right, what brings you down to Bonnaroo?
Obviously the music. The beer tent helps too. Definitely.
Fun and the music.
Yeah.
All right, well, who are you guys looking forward to seeing the most this year?
Honestly, Arctic Monkeys, I'm really excited to see.
Thank you.
Arctic Monkeys. I can't wait for the Head and the Heart.
Yeah. I'm super excited to see Sam Smith and the Head and the Heart.
Yeah.
Well, you guys obviously have awesome taste in music because those are the top of my list also. So all the way from Michigan, huh? Yeah. Is this your first Bonnaroo?
It's mine. It's my first.
My first too.
Yeah. I'm Ben.
What's your name?
Mia.
Mia, and you're from Michigan also?
Yeah, I'm also from Michigan.
Awesome. And it's again, so your first Bonnaroos, and your first as well?
My first as well, yes.
Oh, cool. What do you think so far? I know it's just early on, but what do you think so far?
I love it. It's hot, but I'm enjoying every moment of it.
Everybody's on the same level. Everybody's super chill and awesome.
Yeah, all of our neighbors are so nice, and they're willing to help us. I love it.
So well.
They're so cool. Yeah.
Well, you guys are going to have the weekend of your lives, believe me. You're going to have a great time, and I have a feeling this won't be your last Bonnaroo. So, yeah.
Definitely not. I'll be coming every year.
Thanks, guys, for talking with us. We appreciate it.
No problem. Thank you.
Smoking tobacco accounts for 3 of every 10 fire deaths in the United States.
Tullahoma Fire Department. Tullahoma Fire Department. Need you en route to a structure
structure fire, 202 Main Street. Heavy smoke showing. Neighbors advise child trapped inside.
Lighters, matches, and associated smoking paraphernalia are the leading cause of preschooler fire deaths. We as firefighters know that most structure fires can be prevented.
I've got one! I've got one! Command, this is primary search. We have a victim. Need EMS to meet us at the front door.
Please help us to give you a fighting chance. This can be prevented. Contact the Tullahoma Fire Department for a free home safety inspection.
What's a Tennessee vacation? It starts off like any road trip, and then, boom, adventure and thrills everywhere you look, which happens to be some of the most beautiful scenery in the country. Music here, history there, and all kinds of green in between. Come relax and unwind, or bring the crowd for some stargazing, or stargazing. Whatever you do, come hungry and expect an awesome soundtrack. It's all right here in Tennessee. We're playing your song. For a free vacation guide, visit tnvacation.com.
Get your news first, fast, and free with your news leader on 6 every Tuesday, Thursday, and Saturday nights at 6, 8, and 10 p.m. Local weather, sports, community calendar events, and a comprehensive look at the latest news stories and news makers as only a video news broadcast can do. Get it first, fast, and free with News Leader on Channel 6, your local information network.
All right, we're back,
Yes,
and
we are.
it's just another great show.
What's
Another great show. All kinds of stuff
all
going
kinds
on.
Of stuff happening in this town.
We're
and
cleaning up rivers and having plays.
Little Mermaid Zone over in Manchester at the Arts at the.
This is the
MAC.
second weekend for that. Isn't
Second
it?
weekend
Right.
for that, and what happens? Are we having?
I
something this
noticed
weekend?
there are feathers on the set right over here, and I thought, where those feathers come from?
right.
That's from Little Mermaid last week.
Oh, and don't forget Sunday, South Jackson Street Band at First Methodist Church in Manchester.
Saturday, I think, is the Arrowhead Ranch is having. Remember, we had them. They're having a tractor pull.
Right.
Oh, that's would be fun.
And they're using lawn tractors.
Right, to raise money.
Which is probably a really neat thing. It goes to benefit the
And of course,
Arrowhead Boys Ranch.
Dan McNabb's doing his thing Saturday.
Yeah, just stuff going on all over. Don't get caught not doing
Don't get
anything.
caught
It's
on
your
the
own
couch.
fault.
Get up.
And what we're going to do right now is we're going to close the show today with some video I took at the PACT camp, Performing Arts for Teens and Children, that was done for the last 2 weeks at South Jackson, and incredible, 140 kids, and you just watch. It's good stuff. See you next week. Ladies and gentlemen, we are at the 2014 PACT camp at South Jackson Civic Center. This is a camp held annually for teens and young people learning about the arts in Tullahoma. And here's one of the directors, Erica Wonder, right here. Good morning.
Good morning.
How are things going today?
Pretty well. Second week, we're excited.
How many children do you have this year, Erica?
I think we have 135, I think.
That's up, isn't it, from last year?
I think it is a few more.
You've been growing every year with this. What's the purpose of this camp?
We just want kids to get an experience in all the different facets of performing arts. So they do the music, dancing, acting, and even backstage stuff.
And learn about set construction a little bit, maybe.
All the tech. They're actually writing their own skits this year and inserting songs into it. So they're having to design their own sets and costume plots and come up with everything.
Okay.
In fact, this is actually our backstage crew.
All right, this is part of the backstage crew right here. Look at
These are the ones that have elected to do the lights and the sound.
lights and sound.
Sets and all that. They're using their creative skills.
And no superstar is ever a superstar without the people behind the curtain making everything
They're only
happen.
as good as they make you look. So.
That's right. And what are the age groups involved in this?
We have kindergarten through 10th grade this year, I think.
And how many counselors do you have?
17 or 18.
17 or 18 counselors, and I would imagine a lot of these are young people who have even been through the camp before. Some of them are, maybe.
Yeah, actually we do. We have a couple that went through camp themselves, and they're awesome. It's great having them on this side.
They're doing great. Well, thank you so much, and I can't close off this part of the interview without saying something about your your cohort and counterpart, Mr. Eric Peterson, who's very involved in this as well.
He's in charge of the tech crew and running around right now trying to get stuff ready, I guess.
Okay, are you going to have a play or some type of performance at the end of this?
5:30 on Friday is our final performance to kind of showcase everything. And it's free to anybody who wants to come. Anybody that can fit in there, I guess.
Okay, Erica, thank you so much for what you do, dear.
Sure, it's great fun.
Oh, is this dance?
Yes.
Do a little dance for us. Y'all getting ready to start?
Yes, we are.
I wasn't jealous before we met. Now every man that I see is a potential threat. I still don't know what you've done with me. I got a one that you never fall so easily. I feel kind of that I'm not here. Satisfied, I steal my pride. I beg you here. 5, 6, 7. Don't go wasting your emotion. Lay all your love on me.
Hi, everyone.
Want to do the dance for him? Okay, listen, guys, listen. Get in line, Preston. You have an audience now, okay? So what do you do if you have an audience? You smile, okay? Ready? Get in our lines. Ready? Miss Schuyler will be sitting down. Go ahead, Mr. Nick.
Follow the yellow crow. 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 Follow, 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 follow the yellow crow. Follow the yellow, follow the yellow, follow the yellow crow.
Group 2.
We're off to see the wizard, wonderful wizard Oz. Find he is a wizard, if ever a wizard was. If ever a wizard was, the wizard was the one because the best we're off to see the wizard, wonderful wizard
Good job. Good job.
Thank you.
Good job.
There's a bunch on stage right here. Look at them. All smiling and learning. The whole crew. Look at them doing the splits. Ah, these are all stars right here. Look at there. All right, here's some young people teaching facial expressions.
And also remember that your voice will change with it too. People have really happy voices and really miserable faces.
What are you teaching in this room?
I teach tech back here.
Tech?
Yep, I take them on the stage and I show them all the curtains and the lights and the sound. And then sometimes we discuss our costumes and everything back here.
So, the backroom folks, you're the ones that make the stars look like stars, aren't you?
Exactly.
Yeah, what a good-looking crew you have here. Look at them. The tech crew. 1, 2, 3, tech.